Sit up nice and tall, and then grab under the knees and round the back as you exhale. Tucking the belly button into the spine. Return to sitting up nice and tall. You might feel yourself rocking back on your sit bones. And then when you return, you're sitting straight down on your sit bones. Keep the feet planted. And roll all the way down to the mat. Pull the knees into the chest. Just get a nice stretch for a second. And extend the legs up. Lift the head and shoulders. You can lower the legs if you like, and you're keeping that spine down. You don't want the back to arch. Inhale for 5 as you pump the arms, and then exhale out of the mouth for 5. As you exhale, you're going to turn the palms. Let your eyes focus on your belly button and keep your neck in neutral. We're going to do this 10 times to make the 100. Keep that contraction in the belly. You are halfway there. If you get tired, you can always bend the knees to a tabletop 90-degree position. Try to keep the legs nice and long and the knees straight. Slight bend is fine. Pull the knees into the chest and give them a hug. Extend one leg up and make small circles, no bigger than a tangerine. Keep that neck in neutral, keep the chin tucked and the shoulders anchored. The belly button is in. Inhale with one circle, exhale with the other. You're going to go both directions. Try to keep the leg nice and long. Pretend there is a string coming from the clouds and it's pulling your leg up. If this is too much on the back and you're losing your neutral spine, you can always bend one leg while the other leg is circling. Make sure you reverse and go the opposite direction as well. Try to stabilize the core and not rock too much. If you're rocking, you may want to make the circles smaller. Extend both legs up and flex the feet. Lower the legs down, and then you're going to exhale as you come up. You can point the toes on the way up and flex them on the way down. If you're losing your neutral spine, you can bend your knees 90 degrees and tap your toes to the ground and then return. Inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up. Another option is not to go as far down if you're losing that neutral spine and you don't want to bend your knees. Make sure your movement is fluid and not jerky. Grab one leg. If the right leg is in, your right hand grabs the ankle, and your left hand grabs around where the knee is. If you can't quite reach where the ankle is, reach in the middle of the shin. Head and shoulders are up. Eyes are focused on the belly button and chin is tucked. Inhale with one leg. Exhale with the other. If this bothers your back, reach the foot up to the ceiling that's extending instead of out. Anywhere in between is fine as well. Remember, it's quality over quantity. We want to make sure the exercises are effective. It's not about how many you do. Try to grab your ankle or your calf anywhere but behind the knee. And then switch legs. Inhaling with one leg, exhaling with the other leg. Trying to make sure that the knees are straight. And let that leg pull your upper body up so your shoulder blades are off the mat. You can pulse it in for 2 if you like. Try to keep those toes pointed. And the belly button is pulled in. As you pull that leg in, try not to rock. You'll feel that stretch down the back of the leg. And those abs should be on fire. Knees come into your chest and relax your head and shoulders. Arms go right up over the chest. Grab underneath the knee and roll yourself up. Rounding at the back and reach for the toes. Remember, you always bend at the belly button. Don't hinge at the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll. Bend at the belly button. Reach for the toes. Inhale, sit up. And exhale and roll down. Pull that belly button into the spine. Make it nice and long before you roll down. You can always use that knee to help you come back down. Taking your feet apart and arms parallel in a lateral position. We're going to rotate and bend at the belly button, reaching for that little toe Come back up and rotate to center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. Exhale back to neutral. That rotation bothers you, then just rotate a little bit. You got to be careful if you have trouble with your back, working on those rotations and also worrying about if your back is arching when you're on your back. Roll back down, pulling the knees into the chest and hands behind the ears. Don't tug on the neck. Extend one leg and rotate. Think about rotating through the shoulder. It's not about touching the elbow to the knee. It's about rotating through the shoulder and the chest. Now, try to keep both shoulder blades off the mat. Our tendency is when we go right to put the right shoulder blade down. You want to try to keep both shoulder blades off the mat as you're rotating. If this bothers your back, you can always take the extended leg towards the sky, or anywhere in between is fine. Pull the knees into the chest and give them a hug. Extend your legs. We're going to go back to those roll-ups. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll. At this point, it might be a little difficult, so you can grab a knee if you need to. Make sure you bend at that belly button and pull the belly button into the spine. As you roll down, remember it's like stacking blocks. It's one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow and controlled. It's better to grab a knee and go down slow than to get halfway down and let yourself plop. So really think about taking yourself down as slow as possible. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll. Inhale when you come back up, lengthen the spine, and exhale as you roll down. Sit up nice and tall and bend your knees. Round the back and toes on the ground, heels off the ground. Roll. Make sure your back is rounded. When you come back up, try to let your feet stay in the air. Don't let your toes touch. You're trying to balance on your bum. So as you come back up, those abs are really engaged. Make sure you round the back. If you're having trouble getting back up, you can grab under your knees and use a little bit of momentum. Extend the arms and extend the legs. Try to get the legs as straight as you can. Come back into a ball. Back up to your teaser or your boat pose. If this is difficult, you can put your hands on the ground and help support your upper body. Or you can extend one leg at a time, keeping the foot on the ground. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you return. Inhaling through the mouth and exhaling through the nose. Try to keep those thighs as close to the chest and the belly as you can. Pulling that belly button into the spine. Lower yourself back down, but only to your elbows this time. Now you want to lift up through the chest. Don't let those shoulders sink. Legs go straight, take them down, point, and come back up. If this is too much, bend the knees 90 degrees, or you can lay all the way down and do the same thing. Keep the chin tucked and the chest lifted. If you notice yourself starting to sink into the shoulders, it's better to lay down or to take a break for a second and come back. Nice strong legs here. Think about that string coming down from the cloud again, pulling those legs straight. You really want to try to elongate those legs. At this point, you may be sagging in your shoulders a little bit. Try to lift up through the chest. And don't let that body sag into the shoulders. You don't want to hurt the shoulders. One leg down, one leg up, and circle. You're going to alternate your legs. So the leg goes down first, circles to the side, and comes back up and together. Again, take a break as you need to. Make sure you're pointing your toe and pulling the belly button in. Inhale as you go down, exhale as it goes around and back up together. Keep those legs as close to your chest as you can and keep that chest lifted. Eyes focused on the belly button and not on the toes. Now we're reversing. You're going out to the side first and then around and coming back up. Stay lifted in that chest and pull the core in tight. You're probably really starting to feel this in your abs. Don't lose your form. Take both legs down, around, and back up and together. Both legs come down, around, and exhale back up. We're going to pulse them in, 2, and down, around, and back up. You're almost done. You have about 2.5 minutes left. You're doing wonderful. Try not to let the body rock as you pull those legs in. Keep those legs long. Let's do that shoulder check again. Lift up through that chest. Legs come down and scissor kick. Now this can also be done with the knees bent or the legs straight up towards the sky. You don't have to bring your legs all the way down. Okay, come off those elbows and sit up nice and tall. You're on your palms, and I want you to lift the chest. Your fingertips should face your bum. As you lift the chest, I want you to inhale. And as you relax out of it, exhale. You're almost there. Stick with it. Inhale and lift the bum with it if you like. If you don't want to lift the bum, you can stay down and just lift the chest. Inhale and lift. And exhale down. Inhale, lift those hips. Now lift one leg at a time. Try to keep those hips lifted. If you're keeping your bum down, just still lift one leg at a time. Keeping that chest lifted. You can inhale with one leg, exhale with the other leg. Try not to move those hips too much. You remember just moving the leg from the hip to the foot. And drop the bum. And roll all the way down.